we go again with a little bit more practice. So this is just a basic division problem with a one-digit divisor, okay? So again, we're going to follow the same exact steps, okay? Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. I don't know why I insist on using different colors. So I'm going to actually come over here because that way I can have a little more room. So we have our dividend, which is 346. And then we have our divisor, which is 7. So our dividend goes inside of the bracket. Our divisor goes on the outside. So I'm going to actually start the act of division at this time. So I'm going to start with making some what I like to call division decisions. So I'm going to take the first digit in 346, which is 3, and I'm going to ask myself, can I divide 7 into 3? And the answer is no, I cannot. I like to put a 0 at the top just to hold that place, okay, so that whenever I get my quotient, I can make sure that my quotient is correct, okay. So then I think about 7 going into 34. So when I think about my multiplication facts, okay, I know that like 7 times 4 is 28. So I know that 7 will at least go in 4 times. If I do 7 times 5, 7 times 5 is 35. So 7 won't quite go into 34 5 times, but it will go 4 times. Next, I'm going to move on to multiplication. 4 times 7 is 28. I'm going to do a little bit of subtracting. So now it's time for the subtracting part. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to do a little bit of regrouping here. Okay? I'm going to have to do a little bit of regrouping. Sometimes that happens to us whenever we even when we're doing division. So we're going to borrow a 10 from the 3, and that's going to become 2. This will become 14. So 14 minus 8 is 6. Okay? 14 minus 8 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. So the next step is to bring it on down. All right. So I already know that 4 times 7 is 28 because I did it here. I know that 5 times 7 would be 35. Well, since I'm dividing into 66 now, I can actually go a bit higher. So I'm actually going to go all the way up to 7. 7 times 7 is 49. I can actually even go higher. So 7 times 8 is 56. All right, I can actually go up one more. 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, so now I've made some division decisions. I did my multiplying. Now I'm going to do my subtracting. So 66 minus 63, that's a difference of 3. Now notice I've got nothing left to bring down. This means, boys and girls, that I've got a remainder. I've got something left over. So after I subtracted 7 from 346, I put 346 into 7 groups. That means that I've got 49 in each group, but I have 3 left over. I actually have 3 left over. I'm going to show you how to write your remainders like a 5th grader. I know that in the past your teachers have showed you to put 49 with a little r, remainder 3. I want you to take it one step further, and believe me, you will thank me later on. I want you to show your remainder as a fraction. The remainder is the numerator of the fraction. The denominator is always the divisor. So your actual quotient here is going to be 49 with a remainder of 3/7, or 3 out of 7. I want you to get used to showing your remainder as a fraction. Please get used to showing your remainder as a fraction. Later on, when we do other things in math, this will save your life, because you're going to be like, oh, I already knew how to do that. Just trust your old math teacher. Okay. So the very next one, we're going to do one more practice. Again, take some time. Pause the video. Please pause the video. Try to work this one on your own. Take a few minutes, work it out in your math journal, then resume the video and see if you did it correctly. We're going to use the same exact steps. Even though I have a larger divisor, that's okay. Doesn't matter. We're going to use the same exact process. Oops, I forgot to do it in a different color. That's okay, we'll reverse it. We'll just reverse it. So we have 489 divided by 17. Now, I completely understand that this is a bigger divisor than you're used to. Please don't freak out about this, okay? This might require a little bit of work on your part off to the side, and that's okay, all right? So let's just think for a second about 17, all right? The first thing we're going to do is make some division decisions. So will 17 go into 4? The answer is no. But 17 will go into 49. So if I think about it, okay, I know that 17 times 2, I can come off to the side. 17 times 2, well, if I double that, is 34. Oops, excuse me. Is 34. So I'm going into 39. Well, if I go another 17, if I go 17 times 3, that's going to be a little bit bigger, right? So that means that it's going to be 51. And that is a little bit too big, okay? So I can't use 17 times 3. I'm going to keep these over here because I might need them in a little bit. So I can see that I have to use 2. So now I'm on the multiplication part. 2 times 17, I already did the math over here, is 34. Now I'm going to subtract. It's the subtraction time. So 39 minus 34 leaves us with a difference of, sorry, it's supposed to be 49 minus 34. Leaves us with a difference of 15. So 9 minus 4 is 5. 4 minus 1 is, excuse me, 4 minus 3 is 1. Now I have to bring down this 8. Now we're dividing 17 into 158. Well, I already have some facts going on over here, okay? So I need to get a little bit bigger, okay? So I know that if I do 17 times 4, it's only going to be 17 more than 51, right? So 17 times 4 is going to be 68. Well, I can go a little bit bigger. So I'm actually going to skip 5. Let's go to 17 times 6 and see what we get. 17 times 6 will give me 102. Now we're cooking with grease. Let's go a little higher, okay? Let's try 17 times 8. 17 times 8 is 136. All right, we may be able to go a little bit higher. 17 times 9 gives us 153. And you can just see that really in my products over here, I'm actually just adding 17 every single time. Okay, so 153. So I'm going to use 9. 9 times 17 is 153. So now I'm going to do my subtraction. So 8 minus 3 is 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Now I'm left with the remainder of 5. Now, how do I show this like a 5th grader? If you said like a fraction, you are correct. We're going to show it as remainder Your remainder is your numerator, and your divisor is your denominator. So the quotient for this division problem will be 29, remainder 5/17. I hope that's the answer that you got.